First contact, the unexpected envoy. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Captain Elena Rodriguez as she stood on the bridge of the ESS Horizon, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel. The ship hung in high orbit around an unassuming red dwarf star, deep in what humanity had long considered empty space. But today, everything was about to change. Captain, we're picking up an anomalous signal, Lieutenant Jared Chen called out from his station, his fingers flying over holographic displays. It's unlike anything we've ever encountered. Elena's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. Source: approximately 500,000 kilometers off our port bow. It's moving, Captain, rapidly approaching our position. The crew fell silent, the only sound the soft hum of the ship's systems. Elena took a deep breath, years of training kicking in. Tactical, passive scans only. Comms, prepare a first contact package. Navigation, plot an emergency FTL jump, just in case. As her crew efficiently carried out their tasks, Elena couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now it seemed they were about to get their answer. Visual contact in 10 seconds, Chen announced. The main view screen flickered to life, showing a field of stars. Then, something shimmered into view. It was sleek, almost organic in appearance, with no visible propulsion systems. The alien vessel was easily twice the size of the Horizon. "My God," Elena whispered. She cleared her throat. "Comms, broadcast our first contact package on all frequencies." For several tense minutes, there was no response. Then, without warning, a beam of soft blue light engulfed the horizon. "Captain, we're being scanned," the tactical officer reported, a note of panic in his voice. "Stay calm, everyone," Elena commanded. "Let's not give our new neighbors any reason to think we're hostile." As quickly as it had appeared, the light vanished. The alien ship remained motionless, its smooth surface betraying no hint of its occupants or their intentions. "Captain," Chen called out, his voice filled with awe. "We're receiving a transmission. It's in English." Elena's eyebrows shot up. On screen. The view screen changed, revealing a being unlike anything humanity had ever seen. It appeared to be composed of shimmering energy, vaguely humanoid in shape, but constantly shifting and flowing. When it spoke, its voice seemed to resonate directly in their minds. "Greetings, humans of Earth. We are the Etherians. We have been observing your species for some time and believe you are ready for introduction to the greater galactic community. Captain Elena Rodriguez, we request your presence aboard our vessel to discuss the terms of first contact." Elena felt the weight of history on her shoulders. Her next words and actions would shape humanity's future among the stars. She straightened her uniform and faced the screen. "On behalf of Earth and all humanity, we accept your invitation. However, as a precautionary measure, I request to bring 2 of my crew members with me." The Etherian seemed to pulse briefly before responding. "Your request is granted. We await your arrival." As the transmission ended, Elena turned to her crew. "Chen, you're with me. Dr. Amelia Foster, report to the bridge immediately." Minutes later, Elena stood in the Horizon's transporter room with Chen and Dr. Foster, a brilliant xenobiologist who had long theorized about potential forms of alien life. "Remember," Elena addressed her companions, "we represent all of humanity. Our actions here will have far-reaching consequences. Let's make Earth proud." With a nod to the transporter chief, the 3 of them dematerialized in a shimmer of light. They rematerialized in what appeared to be a vast open space within the Etherian vessel. The walls, if they could be called that, seemed to pulse with energy. The air was breathable, but tingled against their skin. The Etherian they had seen on the view screen appeared before them, accompanied by 2 others. Up close, their energy forms were even more mesmerizing. "Welcome aboard, Captain Rodriguez," the lead Etherian communicated. "I am Zarl, emissary of the Etherian Collective. We are pleased to make your acquaintance. Elena stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. Thank you for your welcome, Emissary Zarl. Allow me to introduce Lieutenant Jared Chen, my second in command, and Dr. Amelia Foster, our chief xenobiologist. Zarl's form pulsed in what Elena interpreted as acknowledgement. Your caution is understandable, but unnecessary. We mean you no harm. In fact, we have come to offer humanity a great opportunity. Currently, there are 37 member species, each unique in their biology, culture, and technological achievements, Zarl explained. The Etherians serve as intermediaries, introducing new species and helping them acclimate to interstellar society. Elena's mind raced with the implications. This is overwhelming. Why now? Why have you chosen this moment to contact us? Zarl's form shimmered, conveying what seemed like amusement. Your species has reached a critical juncture. You've begun to explore your solar system in earnest, and your technological progress is accelerating rapidly. More importantly, we've observed your efforts to overcome internal divisions and work towards global cooperation. The Confederation believes you are ready for the next step. Chen, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. What exactly would joining this confederation entail? What would be expected of Earth? A fair question, Zarl responded. Member species are expected to contribute their unique strengths to the collective good. This can take many forms: scientific research, artistic expression, philosophical insights, or technological innovations. In return, members gain access to the combined knowledge and resources of the Confederation. Elena nodded, processing the information. And if we choose not to join? The choice is entirely yours, Zarl assured them. If you decline, we will respect your decision and withdraw. However, I must warn you that the galaxy can be a dangerous place for isolated species. The Confederation offers protection and guidance that could prove invaluable. Dr. Foster, her scientific curiosity in overdrive, interjected. You mentioned other species. Could you tell us more about them? How diverse is life in our galaxy? Zarl's form rippled, projecting a series of holographic images around them. The humans gasped as they saw glimpses of worlds and beings beyond their wildest imaginations. Life, as you'll discover, takes many forms, Zarl explained. Some breathe methane, others silicon-based. Some communicate through bioluminescence, others through gravitational waves. The diversity is endless, yet we found common ground in our shared curiosity and desire for growth. Elena felt a swell of pride for her species. Despite their differences and conflicts, humans had always been driven by a relentless curiosity about the universe. Now it seemed that very quality had caught the attention of advanced civilizations. This is an incredible opportunity, Elena said, but not a decision I can make alone. We'll need to consult with our world leaders and global scientific community. Zarl's form pulsed in agreement. Of course. We understand the magnitude of this decision. We will remain in orbit around your star for one of your Earth months. This should give you ample time for discussion and decision-making. Elena nodded, her mind already racing with the logistics of what would undoubtedly be the most important global summit in human history. Thank you, Emissary Zarl. We appreciate your patience and understanding. As they prepared to return to the horizon, Zarl had one final message. Captain Rodriguez, remember this. The greatest strength of your species is not your technology or your resources, but your adaptability and your relentless spirit of exploration. These qualities will serve you well in the greater galaxy. With those words echoing in their minds, Elena and her team were transported back to the horizon. As soon as they materialized, Elena turned to her companions, her eyes blazing with determination. All right, people, we have work to do. Chen, set up a secure channel to Earth Command. Dr. Foster, I need you to compile everything we've learned about the Etherians and this galactic confederation. We're about to turn humanity's understanding of the universe on its head. As the Horizon's crews sprang into action, Elena gazed out at the stars, now teeming with possibility. Whatever the outcome, she knew that this was only the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure. The news of first contact spread across Earth like wildfire. Within hours, every news outlet was reporting on the alien ship in orbit and the invitation to join a galactic community. The response was a mixture of excitement, fear, and skepticism. World leaders convened in an emergency session of the United Nations, while scientists and diplomats from every nation pored over the data transmitted from the horizon. The next few weeks would determine the course of human history. As Captain Rodriguez prepared for countless debriefings and strategy sessions, she couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, and she had been there to witness it. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was confident that the same spirit that had driven humans to explore their own world would now propel them to the stars. The Galactic Council. Humans take the stage. 1 month after first contact, Earth was abuzz with anticipation. After intense global debates, humanity had made its decision. They would accept the invitation to join the Galactic Confederation. Now, a delegation led by Ambassador Sarah Chen, sister of Lieutenant Jared Chen, was en route to the Confederation's central hub, accompanied by Captain Elena Rodriguez and Dr. Amelia Foster. The human delegation stood on the observation deck of the Aetherian vessel, watching in awe as they approached their destination. The Nexus, as it was called, was a massive space station that defied human engineering concepts. It resembled a glowing, translucent sphere, with various structures and ships moving in and out of its shimmering surface. "It's incredible," Sarah breathed, her diplomatic composure momentarily forgotten. "How many species are represented here?" Zarval, the Aetherian guide, pulsed with what they had come to recognize as pride. The Nexus is home to representatives from all 37 member species, plus various observers and petitioners. You'll be the 38th to join our ranks. As they docked with the station, Elena felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. "Remember," she said to her team, "we're not just representing Earth anymore. We're representing humanity to the galaxy." The human delegation stepped onto the Nexus, immediately overwhelmed by the diversity of life forms around them. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and compositions moved through the bustling corridors. Some floated, others slithered, while yet others defied easy description. Dr. Foster was practically vibrating with excitement. "The biodiversity here is astounding. The evolutionary implications alone." "Easy, Amelia," Elena chuckled. "We'll have time for scientific exchanges later. Right now, we need to focus on the council meeting." Zarval led them through winding passages until they reached a vast chamber. The Galactic Council Hall was a marvel of architecture, with sweeping arches that seemed to defy gravity and walls that shimmered with holographic displays. At the center was a circular platform surrounded by tiered seating occupied by beings from across the galaxy. As the humans entered, a hush fell over the assembly. Zarval glided forward. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, I present to you the delegation from Earth, representing the human species." Ambassador Chen stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. "Greetings, honored representatives of the Galactic Confederation. On behalf of Earth and all of humanity, we are honored to stand before you today. We come in peace and with an earnest desire to learn, to contribute, and to forge lasting friendships across the stars." A being that resembled a shimmering crystal formation chimed in, its voice translating through their neural interfaces. "Welcome, humans of Earth. I am Crystallos, current chair of the Galactic Council. We have heard much about your species from the Aetherians. Please, tell us why you believe humanity would be a valuable addition to our confederation." Sarah nodded, having prepared extensively for this moment. "Respected chair, esteemed council members, humanity may be young compared to many of your civilizations, but we bring with us a unique perspective and an indomitable spirit. Throughout our history, we have faced countless challenges, environmental, societal, and technological. Each time, we have adapted, innovated, and emerged stronger." She continued, her passion evident. We are a species of dreamers and doers. Our literature imagines worlds beyond our own, our sciences push the boundaries of knowledge, and our philosophies constantly question and redefine our understanding of existence. We have a saying on Earth: unity in diversity. We believe that our differences make us stronger when we work together. This principle, we think, aligns perfectly with the ideals of the Galactic Confederation. A gaseous entity pulsed with curiosity. Intriguing. But how do you propose to contribute practically to our shared goals? Dr. Foster stepped forward. If I may, Ambassador. Respected Council, I'm Dr. Amelia Foster, xenobiologist. One of humanity's greatest strengths is our adaptability and our drive to innovate. We've developed technologies to survive in every environment on our planet, from the deepest oceans to the harshest deserts. This adaptability, combined with our scientific curiosity, could be invaluable in joint research projects or in developing solutions for challenges faced by member species in various environments. Captain Rodriguez added, moreover, our history of overcoming internal conflicts and working towards global cooperation, despite our differences, could provide valuable insights into conflict resolution and cultural integration within the Confederation. The council members murmured among themselves, clearly intrigued. A being that seemed to be made of living metals spoke next. Your words are impressive, humans. But words alone are not enough. How do you propose to demonstrate these qualities? Ambassador Chen smiled. We anticipated this question, Honored Council. We've prepared a series of proposals for joint scientific missions, cultural exchange programs, and even a Galactic Peace Corps initiative. We're eager to learn from you all, but also to share our unique human perspective. The discussions continued for hours, with the human delegation fielding questions on everything from Earth's political structures to their artistic expressions. They were challenged on their history of conflict, their environmental policies, and their technological capabilities. Through it all, the humans demonstrated their quick thinking, diplomacy, and genuine enthusiasm for intergalactic cooperation. As the session neared its end, Kristallos addressed the assembly. Esteemed colleagues, we have heard much from our human guests today. Their passion and potential are evident. However, as is our custom, we will not make a decision on their membership immediately. The humans will be granted provisional status for one galactic standard year. During this time, they will have the opportunity to prove their worth through actions, not just words. Ambassador Chen bowed respectfully. We accept this challenge with gratitude and determination. We will not disappoint you. As the council session adjourned, the human delegation was swarmed by curious representatives from various species, all eager to learn more about Earth and its inhabitants. Amidst the excited chatter, Elena pulled Sarah and Amelia aside. Well done, both of you, but this is just the beginning. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Sarah nodded, her expression serious. Indeed, we need to start implementing those proposals immediately, and we need to prepare Earth for increased galactic interaction. This year will shape humanity's future in ways we can barely imagine. As they made their way back to their assigned quarters, the humans couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. They had taken their first steps onto the galactic stage, but the real challenges were yet to come. How would humanity adapt to this new reality? What unforeseen obstacles would they face? One thing was certain: the next year would be the most crucial in human history. The eyes of the galaxy were upon them, and humanity was determined to shine. Little did they know, however, that not all eyes watching them were friendly. In the shadows of the Nexus, hidden from the bright lights of diplomacy, other forces were at work, forces that saw humanity's potential as a threat rather than an asset. The stage was set for a year of discovery, diplomacy, and hidden dangers that would test humanity's resolve like never before. Diplomatic challenges, navigating alien cultures. 3 months into their probationary period, the human delegation found themselves deeply immersed in the complex web of galactic politics and alien cultures. Ambassador Sarah Chen, Captain Elena Rodriguez, and Dr. Amelia Foster had been working tirelessly to establish positive relationships with various species and contribute meaningfully to the Confederation. Today, they were preparing for a crucial meeting with the Zorlaf, a highly logical, silicon-based species known for their advanced technology and rigid social structures. As they gathered in their makeshift embassy aboard the Nexus, Sarah paced nervously. "Remember," she addressed her team, "the Zorlaf value precision and efficiency above all else. Any display of emotion or ambiguity could be seen as a sign of weakness." Elena nodded, adjusting her uniform. "Understood, but we can't completely suppress our humanity. That's part of what makes us unique." "Agreed," Amelia chimed in. "We need to find a balance between adapting to their cultural norms and showcasing our own strengths." As they made their way to the meeting chamber, they passed by a group of Aquilians, a species of avian-like beings with iridescent feathers. The Aquilians trilled a greeting, which the humans returned with a respectful nod, careful not to make direct eye contact, a lesson they'd learned the hard way in their first week. The meeting chamber was a stark, geometrically perfect room that seemed to reflect the Zorlaf's logical nature. 3 Zorlaf representatives awaited them, their crystalline bodies glinting under the harsh lighting. "Greetings, representatives of Earth," the lead Zorlaf intoned, its voice a series of melodic clicks translated through their neural interfaces. "We trust you have prepared your proposal with utmost efficiency." Sarah stepped forward, her posture straight and her voice steady. "Indeed, esteemed Zorlaf. We have analyzed the data regarding the ionic storms disrupting your communication networks and have developed a potential solution." She nodded to Amelia, who projected a holographic model of their proposal. "By combining Earth's experience with electromagnetic shielding and your advanced crystalline technology, we believe we can create a more resilient communication network." The Zorlaf studied the projection silently, their faceted eyes unreadable. After what seemed like an eternity, the lead Zorlaf spoke. "Your proposal has merit. However, we fail to see how this benefits the Confederation as a whole." Elena, sensing an opportunity, stepped in. "If I may, the applications of this technology extend far beyond just the Zorlaf systems. Many species within the Confederation face similar challenges in harsh environments. This could be the first step towards a more robust, galaxy-wide communication network." The Zorlaf conferred among themselves in rapid clicks before turning back to the humans. "Your logic is sound. We will consider your proposal. You may expect our decision within 47 standard hours." As they left the chamber, Sarah let out a breath she didn't realize she'd been holding. "Well done, both of you. That went better than I expected." Their small victory was short-lived, however. As they turned a corner, they nearly collided with a group of Mercian, a feline-like species known for their territorial nature and complex honor system. The lead Mercian, a towering figure with striped fur and gleaming claws, hissed in surprise. "Watch where you're going, humans." Sarah immediately dropped into a low bow, remembering their cultural briefing. "Our deepest apologies, honored Mercian. We meant no disrespect." The Mercian's tail twitched dangerously. "Your clumsiness dishonors us. We demand satisfaction." Elena tensed, ready for a confrontation, but Amelia surprised them all by stepping forward. "Revered Mercian, we acknowledge our error. In our culture, we have a tradition of making amends through a sharing of knowledge. May we offer you insights about Earth in exchange for your forgiveness?" The Mercian's ears perked up with curiosity. "Speak, human. What knowledge do you offer?" Amelia launched into a description of Earth's big cats, lions, tigers, and leopards, drawing parallels between their behaviors and the noble Mercian. She spoke of their hunting prowess, their social structures, and their importance in Earth's ecosystems and cultures. By the end of her impromptu lesson, the Mercian were purring with interest. "Your world sounds fascinating, human. We would hear more of these. Big cats. Consider the offense forgiven." As they continued on their way, Sarah whispered to Amelia, quick thinking back there. You may have just prevented an interstellar incident. Amelia grinned. Just applying a little xenobiology. Understanding the connection between biology and culture is key to diplomacy out here. Their day was far from over. The next stop was a cultural exchange event with the Glory, a species of bioluminescent beings who communicated primarily through light patterns and pheromones. As they entered the dimly lit chamber, they were greeted by a dazzling display of swirling colors. Sarah had spent weeks practicing the basic light language greetings, and she activated the bioluminescent patches on her diplomatic uniform to respond. The lead Glory pulsed with approval. "Welcome, humans. We are pleased by your efforts to learn our ways. Please, join us in the harmony dance." The humans exchanged nervous glances. This wasn't part of their briefing. Elena stepped forward. "We would be honored, but I'm afraid we're not familiar with the harmony dance." The Glory's lights flickered in what seemed to be amusement. The harmony dance is not learned, it is felt. It is an expression of unity and understanding. Simply let the lights guide you. What followed was an extraordinary experience. As the Glory began to move, their bioluminescent bodies creating intricate patterns in the air, the humans found themselves swept up in the display. They moved instinctively, their own lights responding to the Glory's patterns. For nearly an hour, they danced, communicating without words, expressing ideas and emotions through light and movement. When it finally ended, both humans and Glory were breathless but exhilarated. The lead Glory pulsed warmly. "You dance with open hearts, humans. You have honored us with your willingness to embrace our ways." As they left the chamber, still buzzing from the experience, Elena chuckled. "Well, that was certainly not in the diplomatic handbook." Sarah nodded, her eyes bright. "No, but it was incredible. I think we're starting to understand what the Etherians meant about the diversity of life in the galaxy." Their final meeting of the day was with the Confederation's Science Council, where Amelia was to present Earth's proposal for a joint xenobiology research initiative. As they entered the grand chamber, filled with representatives from dozens of species, Amelia felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. She took a deep breath and began her presentation, explaining how Earth's biodiversity and humanity's experience in adapting to various environments could contribute to the Confederation's understanding of life across the galaxy. The council listened intently, asking probing questions that Amelia answered with growing confidence. By the end of the session, there was a palpable sense of excitement in the room. The council chair, a being of pure energy similar to the Etherians, spoke. "Dr. Foster, your proposal is most intriguing. We believe this initiative could indeed advance our collective knowledge significantly. We look forward to working with Earth on this project." As they finally returned to their quarters, exhausted but elated, Sarah turned to her team. "I'd say that was a successful day. We're making progress, but we can't let our guard down. There's still so much to learn, so many challenges ahead." Elena nodded, her expression serious. "And we still don't know where we stand with many of the species. We've made some friends, but I'm sure we've made some rivals too." Amelia, ever the optimist, smiled. "True, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Every interaction is a chance to learn, to grow. We're not just representing Earth anymore, we're helping to shape the future of galactic relations." As they settled in for the night, each of them reflected on the day's events. They had faced challenges, made mistakes, and achieved small victories. But more importantly, they had taken significant steps in proving humanity's worth to the Galactic Confederation. Little did they know, their greatest challenges and opportunities were yet to come. As they slept, events were unfolding across the galaxy that would soon test humanity's resolve, ingenuity, and their very place among the stars. Crisis on Nexus Prime, humans to the rescue. 6 months into their probationary period, the human delegation had made significant strides in integrating with the Galactic Confederation. Their proposed projects were underway, cultural exchanges were flourishing, and they had even begun to forge some unlikely alliances. However, their true test was about to begin. The day started like any other on the Nexus. Ambassador Sarah Chen was in a meeting with the Aquilian representatives discussing a joint atmospheric rehabilitation project when alarms began blaring throughout the station. Emergency protocol initiated, a calm, artificial voice announced. All non-essential personnel, please report to your designated safety zones. This is not a drill. Sarah exchanged worried glances with the Aquilians. What's happening? Before anyone could respond, Captain Elena Rodriguez burst into the room, her face grim. Sarah, we need you in the main control center, now. As they rushed through the corridors, Elena filled Sarah in. There's been an accident on Nexus Prime, the Confederation's primary energy production facility. Some kind of containment failure in their experimental quantum reactor. Sarah's eyes widened. How bad is it? Bad, Elena replied tersely. The reactor's going critical. If it's not stabilized soon, the resulting explosion could tear a hole in space-time. Half the sector could be wiped out. They arrived at the control center to find it in chaos. Representatives from various species were arguing loudly, their universal translators struggling to keep up with the cacophony of alien languages. Dr. Amelia Foster was already there, poring over holographic displays with a group of scientists. She looked up as Sarah and Elena entered. It's worse than we thought. The quantum fluctuations are increasing exponentially. We have maybe 6 hours before total containment failure. The Zorlaf representative, its crystalline form vibrating with agitation, spoke up. Our most advanced shutdown protocols have failed. The energy output is beyond anything we've encountered. What about evacuation? Sarah asked. A Martian commander shook his head. Impossible. There are over 1 million beings on Nexus Prime, and that's not counting the surrounding colonies. We'd need days to evacuate, not hours. As the arguments and accusations flew, Elena noticed Amelia had gone quiet, her brow furrowed in concentration. Amelia, what are you thinking? Amelia looked up, her eyes bright with an idea. The quantum reactor. It's not so different from the theoretical models we were working on back on Earth, is it? The ones based on the Alcubierre drive concept. Elena's eyes widened in recognition. You're right. The principles are similar, just on a much larger scale. Sarah caught on quickly. Are you saying we might be able to help? Amelia nodded cautiously. Maybe. But we need access to all the data on the reactor, and we have to work fast. Sarah turned to the assembled representatives. Esteemed colleagues, we may have a solution, but we'll need your complete cooperation and trust. The room fell silent, all eyes on the humans. The Zorlaf representative spoke first. Explain. Over the next hour, Amelia and Elena outlined their plan. It was risky, based partly on theoretical physics and partly on human intuition, but it was the only plan they had. Essentially, Amelia concluded, we propose creating a controlled implosion to collapse the reactor's containment field inward, rather than letting it explode outward. If we can synchronize the implosion precisely, we should be able to cause the reactor to fold in on itself, effectively neutralizing the threat. The Confederation's scientists were skeptical but intrigued. After a heated debate, with time ticking away, they agreed to let the humans try. What followed was a frenzy of activity. Amelia and Elena, along with a hastily assembled team of the Confederation's brightest minds, worked tirelessly to refine and implement their plan. Sarah, meanwhile, coordinated with the Nexus Prime authorities, preparing for all possible outcomes. As the final hour approached, tension on the station was palpable. The plan was in motion, but success was far from guaranteed. In the control room, Amelia and Elena stood before a complex array of holographic controls. Sweat beaded on their foreheads as they made final adjustments. All teams report ready, a glory technician announced, its bioluminescence pulsing anxiously. Elena took a deep breath. All right, on my mark. 3, 2, 1, initiate. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, the readings from Nexus Prime began to fluctuate wildly. Energy levels are spiking, someone shouted. Hold steady, Amelia called out, her eyes fixed on the readouts. This is expected, wait for it. Seconds ticked by like hours. Alarms blared as energy readings reached critical levels. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, there was a sudden drop in all indicators. It's working, Elena exclaimed. The reactor's collapsing in on itself. The control room erupted in cheers as the readings continued to fall. Within minutes, the crisis was over. The quantum reactor had been successfully neutralized. As the reality of their success sank in, Sarah turned to her team, her eyes shining with pride. You did it. You actually did it. The aftermath of the crisis brought a wave of change. The human delegation, once viewed with curiosity and some suspicion, was now hailed as heroes across the Confederation. Their quick thinking and innovative solution had saved countless lives and prevented a catastrophe of galactic proportions. In an emergency session of the Galactic Council, Kristallos addressed the assembly. Today, we have witnessed the true potential of our newest allies. The humans have proven themselves not just capable, but essential to our shared future. The Council voted unanimously to grant humanity full membership in the Galactic Confederation, waiving the remainder of their probationary period. As the human team stood before the Council to accept this honor, Sarah spoke for them all. We are deeply grateful for your trust and acceptance. This crisis has shown us all that our greatest strength lies in our diversity and our ability to work together. Humanity is honored to take its place among the stars, and we pledge to continue working for the betterment of all species in our shared galaxy. The chamber filled with applause and various alien expressions of approval. As they left the council chamber, Elena turned to her teammates. So, what's next? Amelia grinned. Well, I have some ideas about improving the quantum reactor design, and there's still so much to learn about all these different species and their worlds. Sarah nodded, her expression a mix of excitement and determination. We've earned our place here, but this is just the beginning. We have a whole galaxy of opportunities and challenges ahead of us. As they looked out at the star-filled expanse visible through the Nexus's viewing ports, the human team felt a sense of awe and purpose. They had taken a giant leap for humanity, opening up a future filled with endless possibilities. Little did they know, their greatest adventure was yet to come. For in the shadows of their triumph, ancient forces were stirring, and humanity's arrival on the galactic stage had set in motion events that would shake the very foundations of the Confederation. The conspiracy unveiled, enemies among friends. In the months following the Nexus Prime crisis, humanity's position within the Galactic Confederation had solidified. Ambassador Sarah Chen, Captain Elena Rodriguez, and Dr. Amelia Foster had become respected figures, their expertise sought after by various species. However, beneath the surface of this newfound harmony, something sinister was brewing. It began with subtle inconsistencies, data discrepancies in shared research projects, unexplained delays in diplomatic communications, and strange energy fluctuations detected on the fringes of Confederation space. At first, these incidents seemed unrelated, but Elena's military training had taught her to trust her instincts. Something's not right, Elena confided to Sarah and Amelia during one of their private meetings. These glitches are too frequent, too conveniently timed. Sarah frowned, her diplomatic mind already considering the implications. If you're suggesting some kind of sabotage or conspiracy, that's a serious accusation. We'd need concrete evidence before we could bring this to the council. Amelia nodded, her scientific curiosity piqued. I've noticed some anomalies in our xenobiology data as well. I thought it was just noise. But if we're seeing patterns across different sectors, the team agreed to investigate discreetly. Over the next few weeks, they carefully gathered data, cross-referencing incidents and looking for connections. Their breakthrough came from an unexpected source. During a routine cultural exchange with the Glory, Amelia noticed an unusual pattern in their bioluminescent communication. It's almost like a hidden message, she mused. With the help of a trusted glory scientist, they decrypted the pattern. What they found chilled them to the core. "It's a warning," Amelia translated, her voice hushed. "There's a group within the Confederation working to destabilize everything. They call themselves the Purists." Armed with this information, the human team dug deeper. They uncovered a web of corruption and deceit that spanned multiple species and reached into the highest levels of the Confederation government. The Purists, they discovered, were a secretive faction that believed the Confederation had become too diverse, too accepting of different life forms. They sought to return to a time when only a select few species held power, viewing others as inferior or threats to be eliminated. This explains the sabotage attempts, Elena realized. They're trying to create conflicts between species, undermine trust in the Confederation. Sarah's face was grim, and humanity's rapid acceptance and integration must have accelerated their plans, with the proof that their ideology is flawed. As they collected evidence, the danger of their investigation became clear. Mysterious accidents began to plague their allies. A Zorlath research station experienced a critical failure. An Aquilian diplomatic vessel vanished in supposedly safe space. The human team knew they had to act fast, but who could they trust? In a risky move, they decided to confide in Kristallos, the Galactic Council chair. Using a series of encrypted messages and clandestine meetings, they presented their findings. Kristallos' crystalline form shimmered with concern. "This is grave news indeed. If what you say is true, the very foundation of the Confederation is at risk. But we must tread carefully. The Purists' influence may reach further than we know." Together, they formulated a plan. Using the humans' outsider perspective and the trust they'd built with various species, they would set a trap to expose the Purists. The plan was put into motion during a grand assembly of the Confederation, ostensibly to celebrate a new era of cooperation. As representatives from all member species gathered, the human team worked behind the scenes, coordinating with trusted allies. Sarah took the stage, her voice ringing out across the assembly hall. "Honored representatives, we stand at a crossroads. Our unity has brought us great achievements, but it has also attracted those who fear change, who seek to divide us." As she spoke, Elena and Amelia activated a series of carefully planted data nodes. Holographic displays sprang to life around the hall, revealing evidence of the Purists' activities, doctored reports, intercepted communications, and records of sabotage. The assembly erupted into chaos. Accusations flew as implicated individuals tried to flee or defend themselves. But the humans had anticipated this. With the help of loyal Confederation security forces, they quickly contained the situation. In the ensuing investigation, the full extent of the Purists' conspiracy was revealed. High-ranking officials from multiple species were implicated, including some who had initially welcomed humanity to the Confederation. As the dust settled, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Kristallos addressed the assembly, its voice solemn. "We have faced a grave threat from within, one that sought to undermine the very principles of unity and diversity that are the foundation of our Confederation. That we stand here today, united in the face of this threat, is thanks in no small part to our newest members, humanity." The council chamber filled with sounds of approval and agreement from various species. Kristallos continued, "The humans' unique perspective, their tenacity, and their unwavering commitment to truth have saved us from a darkness we did not know existed among us. They have proven, beyond any doubt, the value of embracing new ideas and new forms of life." In recognition of their service, the Council voted to appoint the human team to key positions within the Confederation. Sarah was named head of a new task force dedicated to promoting interspecies cooperation. Elena was given command of a joint security fleet to protect the Confederation's borders. Amelia was appointed lead scientist on a groundbreaking multi-species research initiative. As the session concluded, the human team found themselves surrounded by grateful representatives from across the galaxy. The Zorlath, typically reserved, vibrated with what could only be described as emotion. You have shown us the error of rigid thinking. We are grateful. A Norrian commander approached, tail swishing with respect. Your hunt was well conducted. You have honored us all with your bravery. As the crowd dispersed, Sarah turned to her companions, her eyes shining with a mix of pride and determination. We've won a great victory today, but our work is far from over. The purists may be exposed, but their ideology won't disappear overnight. Elena nodded, her expression serious. We'll need to remain vigilant, work even harder to build trust between species. Amelia smiled, ever the optimist. But think of the opportunities this opens up. With these new positions, we can make real, lasting changes. We can help shape the future of the entire galaxy. As they looked out at the assembly of diverse beings, now mingling with newfound appreciation for their differences, the human team felt a sense of purpose stronger than ever before. They had not only secured humanity's place among the stars, but had also helped preserve the grand vision of unity that the Confederation represented. Yet, as they celebrated their victory, none of them could have imagined the even greater challenges that lay ahead. For in the vast, unknown reaches of the galaxy, ancient forces were stirring, awakened by the ripples of change humanity had brought to the cosmic order. The next chapter of their adventure would test not just humanity, but the entire Confederation in ways they could never have anticipated.